Welcome CSE 121. This is EX20 string methods. And if you go to Documents and Resources in your MyWarren, if you go down to Unit 6, you'll find string methods. If you click on it, it'll open up as a PDF in your browser if you're in Chrome. Basically, we're just going to review string methods as a way to use this file to be kind of a reference to all the different string methods. We don't have one particular project that we're working on. We're just going to kind of go through all different things that we could do with string methods and some list methods with these two exercises, starting with EX20. You're just going to start with school equals Warren County Community College, and we're just going to go from there. So you could even copy it from here, and you could call it EX20 string methods. And I'm just going to paste that I copied there, and I'll make it a little bit smaller. I don't need it huge. So if you go right off of here, you'll see some things. P1, print the length, and we're going to see P1 is basically going to be a variable for print. So we're going to use, that way it'll be easy to keep track of all our print statements so that if you have a problem or something doesn't look right, you could at least kind of identify them. So we'll use a variable, like P1 equals print, and the first thing that they're asking here is the length of the string name school. So if we just go here, and I don't even have to do all these because these shouldn't be that hard, equals print, and you're going to print the length of the string. And to do that, we just use the length. And then you just use the name of the string. So that shouldn't be hard. So if you run that, you should just get 31. That should be the length that you get for doing that. So that's all you're going to do for that one. I'll go through another one. This will be P2. So that way our print statements will be a little bit different. And then it says P2, the substring county using slices XX. And basically that's kind of using the way we work with list items in their position. We can do the same thing with strings. So we're just going to go here and say the substring county. So if we want the substring county out of here, we're basically just going to print school, and then in square brackets, you're going to put a range. Now, here we have to physically count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would be 7 through 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, through 13, because it doesn't include the higher number here, so it would be the one before it. So we'll put 13 at the end. And the first one I think I said was 7. So that would be 7 through 13. So that should just print out county. Let's just see if it works. And it does. So we're good. So we're done with 2. And then P3, I'll make this a 3, and I'll just keep working my way down the list. And if you don't know any of these things, I'll point this out right now. If you go to W3 Schools, which again, it doesn't let you work inside there, but it is a good reference website. So if you go to tutorials and you look for Python, and you go down to look for string methods. They have references here, string methods. You'll find all these references here. So if you ever were unfamiliar with the way one is written or the way it uses an argument or anything like that, you can go through and find these string methods, list methods, all this kind of stuff here. So you basically just look at the example. So again, continuing through here, number 3 is index position of C in county. So to return the index position of C in county, you might be thinking, well, how do I do that? And what we're going to do is this one will be P3, and it's going to be, I believe, school.index, and then in parentheses, I think we're going to put county, and it should be the first letter of that. So let's see what happens here. I don't even know if I have it right. And it didn't return anything. Oh, I didn't put my print statement. That's why nothing happened. So that way I'll print out county, and I should get 7, and I do. So there's my number 3 there. So that works. Just remember to put your print statement. And moving on, this says print the letters college using negative slices. Start from the negative index of the first character to the end. So this is kind of going backwards. And all that you can do here, so we're just going to count back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going from 7. So we're going from negative 7. So in this one, we're going to print. So P4 is going to be print. It'll be like this one here because we're going to go with negative slices. So I'll just highlight that over here. And this is going to go negative 7, I think, to the end. So let's see how this works. And there we got college. So that's all we need for there. So this stuff isn't hard. It's just kind of just reviewing some of these things. 5 is print the number of occurrences of C in the string school using count. You could go down here to string methods and look for count and just check it out. And it just says count. And it's just like index, so you could just put the count of whatever you're looking for there. If you put count in there, it'll take all the occurrences, but it will do it by case. So when you go back here, and I think we're asking for C, so let me copy this one again. And the hardest part here is just keeping track of what you're doing because it gets a little monotonous. But this is number 5. and you're going to do school.count, and then in parentheses, you could just put capital C because we know they're using C's there. So if you run it, you'll get 3. And that's what we want. So we got 5 done so far. They're pretty easy. And it's just, again, we're just reviewing some of these things. 6 is number of spaces in the string using count. So this one's easy. It's just like the other one. And this will be P6. And this is going to count spaces. So you're just going to do a space. So make sure you put a space in there, not an empty string. This is an empty string. This is a space. Make sure you do a space. We should get 3 because there's 1, 2, 3 spaces here. And now we got 3. So we have 3 C's and we also have 3 spaces. It says print all the letters in a string on a separate line using a for loop. So this is a little review of a for loop. All of the letters in the school string on a separate line using for loop. So that means you're going to loop through all the letters that are in there. So for P7, all the letters, let's start a for loop here. So we could just start for I in school. So we'll go through all those letters in school. I'll hit return here, and what we'll do here is say print. Now I don't have a, I'll have to do a P7, I guess, equals print. And what I'll do here is just print I. And that should be all I need. It should print all the letters on a separate line. Let's see what happens. And that's exactly what happened. So that's all you need there. And then for the next one, it says without spaces. Now there's different ways you could do this one. This one for P8, it says P8, all the letters, separate lines with no spaces. So with this one, without spaces, what you could do, well, I'll make this P8, and I could put an if statement here, and I could say if I is not equal to a space, I could print it out there and also put my if I is not equal. Remember, you don't use 2 equals when you have the exclamation point. That means not equal, so you wouldn't use double equals there. But if I is not equal to that, then print them all out. So that should do the same thing except without spaces. And there it is. See, there's that one, and there's the one before. Not real exciting. And there's another method too. There's an if alpha or is alpha. That's under, I think there's an is alpha. Here it is alpha. So that you can make sure you use the ones that are alpha. So if you'd want to do that as well, you know, instead of doing this not, say if I is alpha, and it doesn't look right, so let me just double check it. Is alpha? No, that looks right. If school is alpha, if the letters in there are, unless we have to put I in there, but let me check it. Print I. Yeah, it looks like that works too. I.is alpha, that works too. So that one works too. So you could either make sure it's not a space or you could check if I is alpha. We have some variables here. Let me take a break here because this is kind of monotonous kind of stuff. And I'll finish up these last couple ones. We got through 8. I'll do the second half in a second video. So that's all you're doing with 20 string methods. I have 8 so far. I'll just finish up these in the next video.